So I bought you another pair. Girl, I got you another dress. So bring your ass up down the stairs. I buy you shit because you wear it. And plus because you know I care. Bitch, you know you love it.
What's up? What's up? What's up, Sip and Spill fans? What's going on with y'all? How y'all doing this Saturday evening? What's up, Sip?
What's going on with yourself?
So today we talking about we sipping and tripping as we always do, and sometimes we spilling on my side, and sometimes we could be chilling, but then some people be catching in their feelings or be in their feelings. So I just wanted to just chime in and about some of the things that I've been truly sipping on. I've been sipping on about how we don't really talk about politics, but it's been like an ongoing thing I've been hearing a lot is that how Trump is really running again, so it's not something I want to elaborate on, but it is something that's in the air, like, well, damn, he really is, like, that's crazy. Then all the Oscars, I want to give up a good shout out to Angela Bassett. I thought that was awesome that she got an Oscar. I thought that was awesome. That Black excellence, being a Black woman, I think that is definitely due. So congratulations. She's one of my favorite actors. So I was very, very proud to hear that, that she did that. So just sipping and chilling, it's been so many different things going on. But I have to say, I'm starting to see a lot more people talking about mental health and how it's a thing, like something is really going on with the person. It's not just, they just stuck in their ways, there is an actual diagnosis for that. How about that? There is an actual thing. I saw something on Judge Mathis that was really kind of dear to me. He was talking to a Black young man, was living with his uncle, and the Black young man has sickle cell. He lost his parents, and he just out there trying to find his way, trying to fit in, to get in an environment that he living in. And they in court, and he's telling his nephew, he says to him, look, I told you there's no other man bigger in my house than me. And he said, but I'm your uncle, man. Like, I'm your, he said, the nephew says to the uncle, I'm your nephew. I'm your nephew, though, and he said, man, shut up. Like, you don't mean nothing to me. He said, shut up. You don't mean nothing to me. I don't know if you all seen this before, but he said, you don't mean nothing to me. And then Judge Mathis literally stopped and, asked the bailiff to give him some tissue. He started crying. He started to say that all the things this young man is facing. And then here you come and put it on top of that and say, you don't mean nothing to me. After everything and anything this young man had to look forward to, already starting off his life, has already put him in a position to be like he would fail, And here it is. He's been put in your possession to be able to guide and direct. And you say, you don't mean nothing to me.
That's crazy.
So what on top? So, they're definitely, y'all know, Black Prism Evolution Project is really, really dear to the Mitchell&Mitchell Sip and Spill. And that is truly, that's my word that I would say, man, I mean, he make you want to beat the dog. I mean, I was feeling Judge Mathis on that when he was saying how, like, do you realize what you're doing to him? Like, you really destroying this young man, like, for whatever type of anything he would have. I mean, he had so many things stacked against him. The one thing he thought for sure was that you're my uncle. I'm your nephew. He wasn't trying to hear none of that. He didn't care about none of that. He was like, well, so with all these young men, I'm sipping on this as well with not just young men, people, period, that are faced with different things and going through different things in their lives. People don't know what anyone is going through, especially when they're showing up at work, especially when they just live in their daily lives. People just do not know what you are going through. And if you happen to have a glimpse of it, let me spill on this, is if you happen to have a glimpse of something that's going on with a person or some kind of idea of any kind, I mean, damn, show some type of concern or at least some type of empathy, you know, because you going off. Sometimes people go off on people or look at certain people and you do not know the whole story. And I'm just saying, because of that, you judge, and you judging prematurely. And you putting yourself back. Most people don't like to recycle back sip and say, I'm sorry. So you just need to, I'm just saying, just slow down a little bit and actually have some empathy, because you know what? There's a time in your life that if you haven't experienced, which I'm quite sure you have, but it's a time in someone's life when you're doing that to somebody else that your ass gonna want some type of sympathy and empathy. You know, especially when you're a full-blown adult. I mean, that young man had to be like 16, 17 years old to already have experienced all those things. That's rough.
Yeah. Sometimes it takes somebody to see it on the outside to kind of get you. Sometimes you be in your own space so bad. I think the biggest part is to be like, you could be in a space where you, like that uncle that I saw that clip you're talking about, and he was in the space where he probably was so frustrated, didn't want to be in that space, and just was showing his true feelings, which was terrible. But sometimes we have to be shooken in that space. And the biggest thing is really, can you receive it? Like, you were wrong as his uncle and you did this crazy stuff. And then the fact that you like, man, I said what I was thinking. And he probably wasn't even thinking how it affected the boy. Because some people just be in your own space, like you said. And, you know, sometimes you got to be empathetic. And some people have that capability or that wisdom to, like, okay, self-check, like, okay, I'm tripping. Before I even go to Judge Mathis or to a show, I'm seeing that I'm tripping. I need to kind of dial it down or whatever. But some people have that wisdom to do it in front ahead of time. But a lot of people don't. They just in their emotions, or they're in that time where they just like, they done with it. Fuck it. I can't take this, like, you know, whatever. And then at that moment when you're doing that, and somebody say, hey, you know, you tripping, you know, that's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
At that point, I would hope that you would be like, I'm tripping. Damn, like, I am tripping, and be able to accept that and then make the adjustments. It's really bad when you be like, no, I'm standing on that. So I would hope that everybody could have that. People can have a place where they at least can accept that criticism, or be checked when you tripping or when you wrong, and somebody can say, you doing the most, man. You need to do a little bit better, do a little bit more, you know, and not having that check or somebody to check you, that can be very impactful. If not having that, and you just be in that space. So in that case, I didn't see the rest of I didn't see that show. Particularly, I just saw that particular clip that got counted. That's the kind of an old clip, I think, and I don't remember seeing the show. So I don't know how the guy ended up being. I don't know if you saw it or whatever, but I'm just hoping that he was like.
Yeah, I saw the clip too. Like, then I saw the part before the clip. But I actually had the pleasure of meeting Judge Mathis and actually going to his show. And that wasn't something that he was like acting. He really was doing that. I mean, that's how he really is, seriously. When he is on the show, that's how he is. Like, he get, you know, if he feel it, he feel it. He you know, he definitely expressed that.
I just want to know if the uncle himself, kind of, did he see like he was wrong, or was he tripping? That's what I want. I don't know. That's the part is like,
yeah, like, did you get it? Yeah, at that moment.
Fix it, you know what I'm saying?
But you know, when you say so, people be in their feelings, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's hard for a lot of people to hear criticism, right? And I understand, you know, you be in your feelings and you expect, you just saying, you know, I'm just saying how I feel. I'm just saying, you know, how I feel. And I get it. And it's nothing wrong with saying how you feel.
Right.
When you say how you feel, you need to be conscious of the way it's going to land.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So, and that person receiving it on that other end, that's why isn't it a statement that says that you should be slow to speak?
Mm-hmm.
Very slow to speak, right? Take your time before you speak, but be quick to listen more. So you can hear where that empathy and sympathy would need to be. When that young man said, but you're my uncle, you know, a lot of would say, well, that was a given, like, you know, because everybody is my family, you know. But you're saying that he was in his feelings, so he wasn't feeling none of that. He wasn't trying to hear none of that at the time.
He was so mad or whatever was going on. He was so strong on that, whatever their encounter was, or
yep.
He was so pissed off, and he was over it. And he didn't even take into account that. I think at some point he didn't see him as his nephew. He just saw him as another nigga. Like
doing whatever he was accused of doing. Yeah, I get that.
That get crazy because it can get like that when your family member, when it's like it gets to a point where you're not listening and stuff is going crazy.
Okay.
It's like now it's like you don't respect me. You ain't, I can't. You have lost that grace of being uncle or nephew or niece or daughter, whatever. And so now you just another individual on the street. You know what I'm saying? So I want to double back though. You're talking about the Trump thing, and I saw something today. Somebody was talking about that, all the different allegations and stuff like that. And so when you were talking about Trump, when you brought that up, what were you heading into? I had something I heard I wanted to.
Well, go right ahead. I was just saying that I've been hearing talk, and it's just like kind of, befuddled me that he is really trying to run. Like that's what he, trying to be president again. So that's all I was talking about, what you found out.
Well, no, it's not so much. The concept is this.
Okay.
With all of that coming against him, he lost a couple of lawsuits. So there's some lawsuits, a lot of litigation. So everybody's kind of litigated against him. With all of that, being impeached twice in his actual during his presidency, the litigation, that he's losing lawsuits, he's lost and whatever. Somebody's trying to get his assets to trying to get, I want to say it's Trump Towers or something like that, right? With all of that, with the indictment facing, he still was able to. He still got won the nomination.
Yeah.
For the that right there.
That's something.
Befuddlement. That is crazy.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. The fact that he's even being considered,
right,
is just amazing to me. That says a lot.
It's not even it's not even right. He's even beyond being considered though. It's like he's being taken seriously.
Yeah, he got supporters still.
Mad supporters that he won the nomination for the Republican side. He won the nomination of all the other people.
Yes, that's the talk that I'm talking about. Okay, thanks Tip, for laying it out. That's it.
I'm just like, it just that lets you know what the hell what's going on. Hold on a second. I'm gonna see if I can turn something down here.
Yeah. I don't, man. I don't know. I think about our children that's coming up and our grandchildren, and it's like, man, you really do gotta, instill in them. But then what they're gonna be faced with years to come, we have no idea. But you still have to pour into them the way they need to be, to get to put in them to be the best little human beings they can be.
Right.
It's a lot of compassion to me. It's not there anymore. I think the world comes off as extremely angry. Something is like somebody said, just be kind to someone. And I think that is becoming that's not as simple or easy as it used to be. Something is just somebody coming behind you, opening the door, somebody going before you, open the door, or just having a conscience of not being so damn selfish. All you're thinking about at the moment is you. I've been dealing with a topic that I'm literally going to be talking about. And one of the things that keeps sticking out to me is I try to look at everything unapologetically myself. Like I like to unapologetically be myself. And we say that all the time on our show. But really being yourself is owning the shit you do and be able to say that this is what I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like everything, we allowed to get mad. We allowed to get upset. You know what I'm saying? And everybody look at certain people and certain things. And we created this platform on the Mitchell&Mitchell Sip and Spill show for people to talk about things we don't want to talk about. And then even us sharing things that we like to talk about ourselves and things that we come up with, Sip, or think about, or things that piss us off. Okay. So I'm going to bring up something, Sip. We do a lot of impromptu. So this is not something me and Sip actually talked about before we got on here. But I feel led to talk about it because it's dear to me. So I'm going to talk to some people that they know who they are. And I want to say in the highest form that I could say it. And that is, not nobody in this world come before y'all. Nobody come before y'all. If you rocking anywhere near that last name of Mitchell, then nobody come before y'all. I mean, to everybody have different things of what they say they family. You know what I mean? I can say personally about me when it comes to my ex-husband. My ex-husband, the father of my children, which is my sons. We have not had an easy task. We haven't had an easy, we just haven't. It just ain't been easy. Okay. My bonus son, who I love very much, and has been dear to me. And I was with that young man and been in his life and helped raise him since he was a little boy. And the fact that we can laugh, talk, and as if nothing ever happened between me and his dad means everything to me. But I worked on that relationship. I put in for it. A lot of us are mad and angry because shit ain't working out no more. And it's okay. Like, listen, I have been angry as hell. You know what I'm saying? You be going through different things. But I thank God for the woman I am today, because I refused, and I just said this to myself. I'm not saying this about anybody else, but I'm saying this particularly about me. I put in the work to say that I refuse to be a bitter black ass woman. And that every time I was going to walk around just being mad and hating on somebody because what happened to me in my damn relationship, which didn't have nothing to do with nobody. So I want to say to when people are still looking at you, and because Sip and I is on this platform, people are looking at us, and people get to form opinions. People get to say, we go through shit like everybody else. We go through things like everybody. Some things we be mad about. Some things we don't be mad about. Some things we just unfazed. Some things we steadfast on. And every time we talk about something, as we say, we mean what we say. We stand behind. We say, but we not too big to where we can't let y'all know if it affect anybody. We definitely do not try to do that. We're not intentionally pointing any fingers to anybody. But family do mean everything to us. And that is just like you will protect yours, we'll protect ours. Just that's it. That's all. I don't really think that need any further explanation when we be talking about that. But I did want to say to two beautiful boys that tomorrow is St. Patrick's Day. And it just so happened that Sip and I happen to have two sons that have the same exact birthday. And that would be my son, Devin. Y'all saw that he did a show not too long ago for BPEP. And his birthday is tomorrow. Oh my God, I cannot believe he's going to hear when we say his age, so I won't say it. But happy birthday, Devin. And then to Sip's wonderful son, I call him our light-skinned boys, and that would be Dillo. We call him Dylan, and it's his birthday tomorrow. So I told both of y'all I was going to be saying happy birthday. So happy birthday. And I'm just so proud of you guys. I'm so glad y'all out and enjoying yourself and actually doing what y'all do.
Yeah. Happy birthday, boys.
Yeah.
Pre-birthday.
Yeah, pre-birthday. So when they see it, it's well, they say they'll see it, but we laugh. So there you go. Y'all see it. But happy birthday, Devin and Dylan. Devin. Yeah, that's right, Devin and Dylan. Mm-hmm. It's so crazy because I also have a son named Dylan too. So with that said, I just wanted to reach out and just say that to the different people that kind of reached out to me talking about family, saying a few things. And I just want you all to know that, yep, Sip and I, we go through things just like everybody else. And that's why we try to get on here to give a platform. And we do try to talk about shit that we're going through our damn selves. And it is therapeutic. If you got a best friend, like I call mine, and I get to sit on a show and talk about and get through things or laugh and just get through, hold on to that person. Everybody be getting mad and letting go people that is an intricate part in your life. And you might say we got the same blood, but that person won't lift a damn finger for you, won't do nothing for you. And when the storm comes, you don't know who's going to carry you through it. So I'm just going to say, stop. Be more thankful, be more appreciative regarding things that's in your life, because sometimes God move people out your life so he can move people in your life. And I think a lot of times we be blocking. I'm just trying to hold on, and then you be like, damn, what took me so long? Damn, So as I get older, as Spiel here, Kimmy Kim, aka Spiel, get older, I've learned that life really is about how much you put into it to love the ones that actually love you. It's a saying that you always used to say, Sip, is that we go where we celebrated and not tolerated. Well, sometimes we got to go in places where our asses are tolerated. And some shows we might get that feedback back. But at the end of the day, we're going to always keep it 100. And that's the reason why y'all ass keep watching us. So we must be doing something right. Absolutely right. That's my spilling. I'm spilling on that. So Smoothie King ain't gave us a damn dime for this, but I'm gonna go ahead and say because this is what I'm sipping on tonight. Okay.
Your thought fizzle.
That's what we doing tonight. So it's the sipping point and the and spilling and chilling. Yes, y'all can see Sippers on here with his look, he real. He said I can go. He said I be talking my ass off, and he just be sitting there, like damn, Kim, it's all you. So you see, I put myself out there, but see, I can do that because I know it's not coming from a hard place or he's not being crazy or stuff like that. Even though sometimes he might, I just can't see it. But when he do talk to me, I get it, and I can sometimes. But sometimes I like to shut up too, a lot more than say a lot of things because you learn a lot when you listen more. So I would suggest anyone to listen longer. I am going to say this last now. Let Sip take over. They asked me to say their names, so I'm going to say their names. I just talked to them early today. A couple of mine that I've been kind of being in their lives and letting me coach. They had a little girl named Kimberly that they named after me. It was absolutely beautiful. But Lisa and John, this is a question. I'm going to say it and I'm going to let Sip answer, and then I'll answer as well. Lisa and John said that in the last year that they they've lost two of their parents, both of their mothers, and they also lost three of their children. Lisa had 3 miscarriages. And she said they're such in a place of, because of all the loss, and then she lost her job to the point that where she said they feel so displaced that they don't even know how to rebuild. She has moved out and they're not talking, she said. And then John said they are talking. So I got them. Now, y'all told me I could say this, but they told me that they are now in counseling, but one is on the fence of saying, how do you get back to a place of just communicating, right? They love their family. They have been together for 27 months, somewhere around that time. But they ain't been married that long, but they've known each other about 3 years, but they've been married about 1.5 years. So they said they feel that they ain't even crossed the threshold, Sip, of they feel like they should have still been like in honeymoon bliss, but since they've known each other so much and knew each other families and stuff like that. So their question to Mitchell and Mitchell Sip and Spill is that we say that we keep it real. Would we tell them right out the gate that, once somebody's suffering from some type of something, which is we say mental illness, or they just tripping and they need to get themselves back together in a place of not being so damn mad and angry. And they saying this because John said that you said on our show not too long ago how you need to stand on shit you say. Lisa say that he don't stand on shit he say. So with that said, they said, when we said that, what do we mean? And I just gave you a synopsis of what they're going through because she says she wants to do an ultimatum. So I don't know how you're going to take this, Sip. But I said I say it.
Well, first things first is when we say stand on it, it means that actually live out what you preach or what you criticize about. So that's was my perception, my thought on what I was said by that. So when I say stand on it, do it, be it, because I to me it's best. What I was talking to somebody, we were talking about the show, we do these characters, and we were talking about like Dan in particular. And I said, Dan was birthed out of people that we see that we have criticisms about, right? And so what I said was, as opposed to talking about, hey, this guy does this and this person does this and talking about them, I'm going to be that character. And that way I ain't got to talk about them. I'll show you what I think about it. And then you can make your assessment of what you think those characteristics are like. So that being said, so when we say stand on business, just be what you say and that type of thing. But more importantly, though, being veterans in the marriage and relationships, I would say more so well, okay, I don't know how old this couple is. Number one, number two, I don't know what their relationship status has been prior to this one, if they had their experiences rather. But I would just say this: if you are not to downplay what your relationship is, or not to downplay anything that's going on, but what I want to tell you is that at the end of the day, these things are not, in about 5 years, 6 years, you're going to look at this as not insurmountable. These are not insurmountable problems. These are things that you can't overcome. People deal with these things on a regular basis and I'm not trying to, again, not downplay it, but in 5 years, if you guys aren't together, you're going to be like, damn. That's what you're going to do. You're going to look at it and be like, damn, I could have really fought for that, because you're going to see and then you're going to be with other people, and you're going to realize you're going to be taking a lot more with way less. You're going to be with somebody else. You're going to be dealing with a lot more, or be very impatient, and they're giving you less in return. Or you're going to realize that what you want in this person, or what you want in that person, what you're trying to make in this person, you already had it. So in my opinion, that is a lot of loss. And this is the time not to get apart. It's the time to be together. This is the time when you band together, because true problems and testaments, I was talking to my dad today, is that a lot of times problems create your strength, resistance, right? When you work out, it's not easy, you don't feel good, but you find yourself getting stronger and leaner and faster when you work out. It's the resistance that tells you that you got to work harder. It's telling you that you ain't doing enough. You got to work harder. And then you start to realize you can do more than you thought you could do when you work out. So in this regard, just as a person who'd been in long-term marriage for a long time, and I would say, hey, you guys, this could happen with somebody else. So you just stop and say, okay, we done with each other. We're not gonna talk to each other. We doing this, we doing that, and y'all get another relationship. It's the same thing, because it's still you. You are still this person. You're gonna go with you to another relationship. And if you don't resolve this right now, if you guys don't like each other, I'm not even gonna talk about love. If y'all don't like each other, then that's one other thing. Y'all maybe are realizing now that we don't even like each other, so we're not even gonna try. If y'all like each other, had at some point, and these things came up, losing parents are very, very serious.
Yes.
And it should draw you closer, because now you have that in common.
Right.
Number one, it's not like it's a cool club to be a part of, but it's a real club that a lot of people are part of, and every day more members are being added to that club. So it's something to draw you. The miscarriages is something. Now there's where it gets tricky. Counseling comes into play, because now we're like casting aspersions. You kind of blame, like, whose fault is it? What's going on and stuff like that. That can be very tricky. And I would try to avoid that at all costs, as far as being against one another, or being, on opposite ends. I would hope that you guys would not do that, and work and see what's going on. There's therapy you got to do mentally. Then there's obviously medical things you got to look at as to why that happened, why you're having those miscarriages. That can be tricky. That can be hard. That can be tricky and hard, but I think you guys can get through it. That's my opinion. And it sounds difficult right now. Going through right now, it sounds like, oh my God, F you, this ain't shit, man, this some bull. All of that sounds like that. But I promise you, in 3 years, 5 years, you're gonna be looking like this ain't, we could have did that. Man. It's gonna be more stuff to come up though. Unfortunately, it's gonna be more problems we all gonna deal with in our families, in our lives. So that's my statement on that. Stand up business means doing what you say and saying, meaning what you say and say what you mean. Don't cast aspersions or cast judgment on stuff that you yourself do. And that's what I mean by that. And then follow through, do what you say you're gonna do. That's the obvious thing. If you say you're gonna do something, do it. That don't sound like that's not what I got from them, that somebody's not doing what they're saying they're gonna do. I haven't gotten that, but that's what we mean by that.
Well, that's what Lisa's accusing John of.
He's saying something, meaning something else. Or no, he's not standing. He's saying something, but not doing it.
He's not standing on it.
You're not following through?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
So that's what her biggest takeaway. So my response, first of all, I thank you guys for even, coming to me, talking to me about it. A lot of people don't like to do that. And I'm not gonna lie, most Black people don't feel like counseling is a thing, or coaching even is a thing, but if you got friends and people that if you got friends and people that care about you and care about y'all, being in each other's lives, then I think you should definitely run with it. A lot of people don't have people, that actually care about is Lisa and John actually talking to each other. And since I've kind of known you guys throughout your relationship, I feel like I kind of put y'all together. So I'm gonna I appreciate Sip's point. I think everything he said was was on point, and I agree. But I do want to say this. I feel like everybody, whether you been married, haven't been married, divorced, like Sip and I said, we come from long marriages, and I can say, and it takes a lot of work with yourself. I think a lot of times the word that people forget about is just actually being who you are and not being a replica, and everything that you all been through. I don't think that the loss of your parents or even your miscarriages is the real, baseline of y'all problems. I think it starts with actually communicating on the real, what's up with what's going on with each other. I think it started a long time ago. And when other things erupt, we kind of just keep laying layers and layers and layers on it. But when you pull them things back, that's when you can really see. Like a lot of people walking around, and I can say for myself, it's a lot of healing that needs to take place with little Kim. Okay. And so it kind of starts there when you get you become an adult and you get with a mate, and then those things start coming out. You have different type of triggers, feelings, and acts. And then as your time go on, as you've been with a person, you over the little romantic part, you know what I'm saying? And the real things start kicking in. And I would just employ both of you all to do the individual counseling individually to see what's up with you for real. So Lisa can't accuse you, John, of saying that you're not standing on stuff that you may say to her and you don't follow through. But Lisa, I will say this to you. You should never, absolutely ever give nobody an ultimatum. Even if he agreed to it, that's something that he's doing at the moment. You want to have anybody doing anything with you in your life as of their own will. Demanding him to do anything is not going to get the results that you want, maybe temporarily, but you're going to be right back in the same mode. You're just stirring the pot again. So I implore you to just stop and think and just tell him exactly where you at right now. And sometimes I know, guys, I say this all the time. Inventory check is really, really good. And not only that, I think it really, really plays a big difference to have these uncomfortable conversations. And sometimes you know, it's hard. It's hard to sit across the person you love and then you find out the things that you probably fell in love with them with, and they're not that person no more, or they look at things different.
Mm-hmm.
And loss can affect different emotions. They can erupt different emotions within you. But y'all got to talk about that. You got to be able to say, when I lost my mom, and he could say, when I lost my mom, and then when I lost this baby, and when I was pregnant with this one. That's a lot of stuff y'all need to unpack. But give each other the room and the space and the place to do it just the way you individually need to do it. Don't cover it up. Don't judge and say, well, you ain't thinking about me. Don't do that. Give that person the room and the space and the place to say what they need to say, how they need to say it, whether they cry mad or whatever. You got to take you out their emotion and let them complete themselves and get it out. And then you take your turn and give each other the same space to do that. I'm gonna tell you something I learned a long time ago, Sip, when I was going to growing up in one church, and I heard this, one of the counseling sessions that I heard, but I kind of changed it up as time went on. My pastor at the time said that when him and his wife would go through things and they would seem like they was running into a rut, they would take 2 chairs. He said they would literally move out everything in a living room, just move everything out. Like they was really moving. You would think they were moving because the only thing needed to be in the living room was just 2 chairs and them. So they clean and if you listen to the story, they're cleaning out clutter. I'm mad at you over this. I'm mad at you over this. I'm mad at you over that. I'm sick of this and I'm sick of that. And so as they was moving furniture, and it came down to it, it was just them and those 2 chairs to sit on. Sometimes the chairs had to go. So that's really unmasking and taking things off. And I feel like that's when you can really get to, as we would say in BPEP, the root to the fruit. Get to the bottom line of that. That's my take on that. I really wish you guys well. Keep in touch. Call in and let us know how you doing.
Right. Yeah,
I would love to hear.
And honestly, just I mean, if you guys like each other, I mean, I'm sure you guys wouldn't be in a relationship if you didn't have a love for each other, but it's easy to kind of fall out of like, where you resent people. And you got to look at when you find yourself in this resentful mode, look at them and say, if is this something intentional? Because is what could have happened to you guys happened to a lot of people. And so is somebody, if they're being spiteful or the other person, whomever, the husband or the wife,
Right.
if somebody's being like an asshole purposely or trying to devastate the other person on purpose, or there's some like I hate you type, if something's going on, they're spewing some vitriol or some sort of whatever, I get that. But if it's like it's stuff that happens in life, and here's the funny thing about it, people respond to loss, and they grieve differently. It's so crazy. And it's like
true.
And sometimes, and this all sound like it just happened, right? Maybe it's all like within a year, maybe.
Yeah. They lost their mother 3 months apart.
But was it within what doesn't even matter? Same year, like
2023.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. That's where,
grieving. I still cry for my mom. She passed in 2019.
I still cry with my dad.
I can have those moments where people have different ways of grieving, and y'all are relying on each other. And then the other person, honestly, if you really think about it though, y'all really hadn't had a chance. You guys owe it to each other, because y'all really hadn't had a chance to really truly support the other's grief. Y'all haven't had a chance to really grieve. You cried, but grieving is more than just crying at that moment and feeling sad for the loss. It's the understanding this person, you can't call this person now.
Yeah.
You can't, you look on the phone and different things will come up. You want to tell somebody, oh, let me let them know. Oh, so-and-so just got married. So-and-so, you can't even, talk to them, or you want to get advice, something going on. You want to be able to express certain things. So you want to pull up and eat dinner from them or something. And both of y'all, that's a whole process of moving on. Like, this is a new norm.
Yeah.
That takes a long time. People take a long time. They move into a house, and sometimes people will take a year to unpack all their stuff.
Yeah. True.
I remember we had so much stuff that it's like it took us forever to unpack. We had to put stuff in so what I'm saying is that it takes a long time to unpack.
Right.
Just moving. So you got to unpack a new way of life, a new normal. It's a new house, a new address. You got to change your mail, change your ID, get kids registered in school. That's a whole nother thing. Proof of this, proof of that. Get your water bill in your name, transfer the utilities over. That takes a minute to get processed and stuff. Then you got to figure out what's your route to get to work that makes the most sense without avoiding traffic. This is just a moving house. I'm talking about when you lose somebody that's significant, like your parent or your parent. That's a lot. And now both of y'all do it. Now you can't. Like, y'all both are like taking turn of who's gonna be the worst griever today, in a way. And I'm not saying that's them, but you don't really know. Like when my mom passed, I was able to have her to the kid's mother to be able to, like, okay, she can't relate, but it's like she's not so messed. She's burned up. She was burned up. She was really sad about it. But it was like she hadn't lost her mother, her parents. So especially around the same time. So she could totally let me go through my grieving process. It was like, you got it. You have it.
Yeah.
You get it. I'm letting you have all of that, right? With you, it's like y'all both like, who gonna have it? Like, it's a lot. So it's like y'all gotta be fair to each other. That's not fair to y'all. This ain't the and then all that being said, all that yapping I'm doing, bottom line is y'all, this ain't the time for that. Y'all need each other now more than ever. It's just ain't, and it's like, I know it's awkward. You get irritated and stuff like that, but this is not the time. Y'all need to be in y'all right mind. If y'all not gonna be together, let it be because y'all have come to a conclusion that you're not good for me and I'm not good for you. But because y'all both are dealing with this stuff, this don't mean y'all not good for each other. It's like y'all need therapy, y'all need counseling, and how to grieve. That's a lot of grief there in a short amount of time. And y'all ain't been together long enough. Y'all haven't been together long enough to prove a lot of ups and downs. It's like, again, I'm gonna go with the working out thing. You start out with 5 pounds, 10 pounds, 20 pounds, 30 pounds, 60, you get to 100 some pounds, right? 300 pounds, whatever, bench pressing, right? But it starts at those small weights. You guys are at the 30-pound weight trying to lift 80 pounds. That's the level y'all are at. Y'all dealing with people normally, now this happens all the time, but people when they're in relationships, they usually have some time before parents pass away, stuff like that. And both y'all parents did. So y'all are dealing with stuff that people have done with 5 pounds, 10 pounds. They've done with it. Y'all graduated. Y'all haven't had a chance to go through a bunch of hurdles to get stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger to deal with something so huge that you're never really strong enough for, but you do have some battles you've overcome together.
Right.
Y'all got tools, you have tools to get through things, and you guys haven't had that. Y'all deserve to give that to each other. So I don't want to belabor the point, but you deserve more than what y'all giving each other. Y'all gonna regret it if you don't fix that. Because you're gonna look back and be like, we were tripping. So I'm just saying, that's my little thing. Yep, I'm just saying. That's my speech.
I'll go ahead and concur with you and say this, Sip. Like, I really, as I'm sitting here even more, just thinking of you guys, since I do happen to know you, I would say that I think y'all are not looking at the real things that's happening either. I think y'all are mad. Hell, I know you were, Sip, when you lost your mom. I know I was when I lost my dad. And then they said sometimes the closest person to you take it out on, but you got to be each other's rock. You got to be each other's baseline. When all else is failing, everything else is happening in the world, when you go to her and when she come to you, you safe. You locked in no matter what. And I used to say, I ain't gonna say I used to, but I say this because I truly believe in it. When you choose a person and you have to, when you say that, and I know a lot of people don't, but you have to choose that person every day. Every day. It takes work. But when you lose people that was in your life automatically, and that was not your choice, that's hard to accept and deal with. But don't take it out on your baseline. Don't start nipping and chipping away at that. So we do hope you guys will call us and let us know y'all have worked through a lot of things. We would love to hear about it. I mean, if you want to call in and just talk to us live, I mean, I understand you wanted to just sit back and watch us and hear the story, but really we here for that. And we will help anybody that is willing to talk about whatever. And there's simply absolutely no judging whatsoever. Like, everybody deal with stuff differently. But I do hope and pray that you guys will find your way at a place that you can be in complete solidarity and know that you got each other's back, because this is, as Sip say, it's a time that y'all need to lean on one another.
Right.
So that's my sipping and my spilling.
Okay. Guys, it's been we like you, we love you, we want more of you. And listen, we are putting more content on our Spotify. We got so much stuff to put out there that we're getting around to it. And we would like for you to make sure you subscribe to Spotify as well as and share the content as we're again growing it organically. And we got some things up our sleeves going to be coming our way that we're going to put out there and sharing. And the characters are coming. We just have to make it happen. Basically, we just got to do it. But yeah, so listen, we like you, we love you, we want more of you all the time. And it's been real and it's been fun. Every time we do our show, every time we connect with you guys, every time we get you guys to chime in, follow us, play with us, have a good time with us, it's always, don't ever get it twisted. Nobody tell you anything different. It's always real, Mickey, Ficky fun. We're gonna holler back at y'all people next time.
Peace, y'all.
Peace now.